Hey guys, Ethan with NOVA Canine Academy here. We just wrapped up Layla's 2-week board and train, and I'm going to be showing you what we did to get Layla from this. We're working on our before video. To this. Layla, sit. Layla, down. Oh, good girl. Stay. In just 14 days. Make sure you stay to the end of the video because I'll be showing you Layla's complete transformation video and how you can get your dog to be as well behaved as she is. And if you like this type of content, make sure you leave a comment so I know, so I can make more of this. So Layla has a bit of a crazy story. Her current owners rescued her about 3 weeks before she started training, but she had some previous owners who had her for about 6 months who rescued her as well. And they had a baby, and Layla developed some issues, and just they had to give her up. And then when she got to her current owners, they have 2 older dogs who are much more mellow, much more tame. And Layla was there bouncing off the walls, crazy, had very little obedience, and was just going crazy. So that's why they hired us. She had some really bad pulling issues on a leash, very skittish with loud noises, not great trained. And, she had an okay sit and down and, basic obedience in a very controlled environment with high reward treats. But outside, she had 0 sit. She also had some really bad separation anxiety, which comes along with not being crate trained. On pretty much day 1, 2, and 3, all we worked on was place board training with the clicker. At first, we decided to kind of get an idea of where she was at, but we just worked really, really, really hard on the place board with the clicker, really trying to firm in this basic obedience: sits, down, stays, comes, a sit or a stand from a down from a stand, a down from a sit, all these different things, and 3 or 4 hours a day nonstop, just to really hammer this stuff in so that we could introduce the e-collar later on. Since she was doing so well, on day 4 we introduced the e-collar. It's essentially the same thing where we're working on the place board with the clicker. We started to phase the clicker out, but we were teaching her how to turn off the pressure. Every time we'd say sit, we'd hold the pressure down at her lowest possible level until she sat, we'd release it. And so this is showing her, hey, this is me talking to you, and this is how you turn it off. You're completely in charge of that. And her lowest level was right about a 4 out of 100 on the Mini Educator, which we highly recommend. And day 4 was also the first day that she didn't cry at all in her crate at night. She did not whine, cry at all. And since she was doing so well, on day 5, we decided to start working on the e-collar outside on the place board. That's introducing her to all these different things with a little more distractions, getting her a little bit further down the road. Also on day 5, we were walking in the field behind my house, as we always do, working on training, and there were some guys out there doing some yard work, banging these posts into the ground, and she hated that. She's very skittish, did not like loud noises, was very scared of it. And in a situation like that, what you need to do is essentially force her into the situation, show her that it's okay, don't give her an easy out. If she starts pulling back, wanting to get away, you can't go with her because that just teaches her to be more scared. You essentially have to force her through the pain. It stresses her out, but it's good stress. And after about a half an hour of walking back and forth in front of these guys, she started to be a lot more okay. She was still a little on edge, but a lot more calm. And that's something that really helped push her through these, being really jumpy when she hears these loud noises, when she hears all these things. It really, really helped. I also left the house for about 20 minutes and decided to leave her outside of the crate just to see how she was. I was monitoring her on the camera. And when I got back, her and my dog were both asleep in the same crate. On day 6, we really started to work on this obedience a little bit further with a little more distractions outside of my backyard, in the field by my house with people walking by and squirrels running around and all these different things. And she has a very high prey drive. She is very crazy for animals. And so this was a little bit of a, she needed a little nudge with this stuff. But the more we practiced it, the more she got it. She started picking up pretty quickly. On day 7, we started to work on this stuff a little bit off leash. Take the leash off, work on some sits and downs and stays from, 10, 15 feet away. She really started to learn how to turn the e-collar off, which is why we felt comfortable to let her off leash a little bit. She wasn't running around like crazy. We had her on leash for the most part, but that's where we started working on some off leash stuff. Also, I taught her a fun little trick. Took about 10 minutes. Taught her how to twirl, which was pretty cool. On day 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it was really just a lot of hammering in this repetition outside, working on this obedience, improving this, having her stay and then call her into a heel from a distance, and her not overrunning you or her not getting distracted running halfway up to you, just a lot of repetition, and just continuing to really hammer that in her head. And she improved so much over these days. Really, really, really awesome dog. On day 13, we filmed a graduation video, did a little bit of training. What an awesome dog. This dog made so much progress. Layla was so much fun to work with. She's really smart, really eager to please. I had an amazing time working with her. And if you like this type of video, make sure you subscribe, like, comment if you haven't yet. And here's the clip. Layla, sit. Layla, down. Oh, good girl. Stay. Layla, heel. Layla, sit. Good girl. Stay. Layla, down. Stay. Layla, heel. Layla, sit. Paw. Paw. Good.